Hey guys, welcome back to Keeping Up with Carly, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday foundation routine. So this is just going to be my foundation, my contour, blush, eyebrows, concealer, all that fun stuff. I'm just going to stick to the basics in this video. So I wanted to share with you guys the routine that I've been using for years. I don't really change my makeup routine that often, but I'll show you guys the products that I use every single day, whether I'm just going to school or I'm going out. This is my foundation routine, so I hope you guys are excited, and yay, I'm so excited. Can't wait for you guys to watch. Natural everyday eyebrow, skin tear routine. Alright, so the first thing that I do is always pull my hair back, get it out of the way. Doesn't have to be perfect, whatever. So the first thing that I use is the Botanics facial oil. I just like to use oil because it really locks in the moisture that I need, because I have pretty dry skin, especially like right here. So I just put that over and just rub it in my face, going like in an outward direction. This oil is so good for when you have a sunburn and you need that smoothing, like cooling sensation. Also when you have really chapped lips, like pretty much anytime you have dry skin. So just try to put it over evenly. And I like let it dry for a second. Sometimes I take my beauty sponge and just like pat it in underneath my eyes. Alright, so the foundation that I use is actually, stop right there. Primer, obviously. So I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. It really does blur every single pore, for me at least. And I find that putting the oil down first and then the primer helps it even more, because your skin's not as dry, so your pores shrink up a little bit more. I concentrate it right here in my T-zone because I have smile lines. Love them. So that's where I concentrate it and then just smooth the rest of it out. I love the feel of this. Some people can't use it because it's silicone based, but I love it. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with my foundation. It's the L'Oreal Paris Infallible. This is probably the best drugstore foundation I have ever used, and I'm not kidding. I have always used prestigious brands. I usually use the Makeup Forever, but this is like the best dupe for it. I'm in the shade, I think 303. So this is like $13.99 at Ulta. It's not that bad. You can use a coupon for it. Girl, you know I love my coupons. So I have this Morphe Beauty Blender. Wet it a little bit. I use the back of my hand because I just washed my hands. I know it's clean. And just start spreading it all over my face. Dab, 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 dab. This definitely has a matte finish, but it sets really well. It's more of a mousse foundation rather than a really liquidy. I don't like liquidy foundations because I feel like they smear, because I'm a hugger. So whenever I hug people, my biggest fear is that half my face is going to come off on their shoulder. So I like this mousse because it really is tacky and it stays on my skin really well. For $13.99 or whatever I said it was, like, probably the biggest bargain I've ever found. I would say this is medium coverage also. You can see I had a little bit of redness right here. So it covers pretty well. And you can definitely layer this. I always layer it whenever I'm breaking out, which is like right now. Look at how dewy my skin looks. Okay, hi. Like, the oil does that. Like, dewy, freshness, radiant. Love it. So the next thing that I do is my concealer. I use the NARS Creamy Concealer. This is a freaking godsend. I use Light 2.5. See, I don't know if you can see that, but whatever. I like this because it's really creamy, but not too thick. And it is exactly, for me, one shade lighter, and that is exactly what you need. I like to bring it down a lot just because I do. I don't know why. Some people don't like to use a lot, but I do. So I'm really purple right here, really blue, and then my redness starts right here. So that's why I bring it down, I guess. So I have a really dark inner corner as well, so gotta cover that up. Alright, so the first thing I do is I start in the inner corner. I go down first, and then I bring it on my eyelid before I even do this, because I want my eyelid to look the same color as my under eye. I feel like that's really important. Some people have really blue veins underneath and on their eyelid, and I do have that. So I like to cover up the blue veins and like the discoloration. Just like to look plastic. Just kidding. This NARS concealer blends so well. I love it. Anything NARS is kind of expensive, but it's worth it. I'm just gonna take a little bit left over on my chin just for a little bit of extra coverage, and I don't know why, but I just do that. Okay, so go down. And I bring a little bit up here just because I want some brightness, so when I do my contour, the shadowing will be on point. Alright, so I've brightened all the areas that I want to brighten pretty much. So the next thing I'm going to do is my Kat Von D Translucent Setting Powder. This is my lifeline for my under eyes. So my crease, see, I'm already creasing, and like, I don't know if that's just because I have creases or what, but it's so annoying. So I'm going to go back and buff that out and go right in with my setting powder and set it. I like to bake. Some people don't like to bake. I like to bake my face just to like really absorb anything that's like gonna make my face greasy in a couple hours, like the leftover product that didn't get pushed into my skin. You understand what I'm saying? So I do a light amount first to make sure I can get in all my creases, like right here when I stretch my face out. And then I go in and I put a whole bunch in. So then when I blend my face later, it looks so good. I don't know why, but this is what I've been doing for such a long time. And I've always accomplished that airbrush look, and this is how I've always gotten it, because I buff out this last over my contour so it blends so effortlessly. So that's what I do. And you can never have too much setting powder. For me, this is not drying. I know that the Laura Mercier setting powder I've heard is a bit drying, and I've never had this with the Kat Von D products. I know Kat Von D products are not Jeffree Star approved. If you don't know why, then you need to YouTube it, but it's hilarious. Okay, so after that, I just leave that there, and then I'm going to grab my contour kit. So this is like 25 million years old, but this is all I have right now. And this is the Sephora Contour 101 face palette. Looks like this. You can get it at Sephora. They still have it. It's really good if you don't want to spend like $35 on the Kat Von D. I know the Kat Von D set contour powders are really nice. I used to have them. But this is fine. So I'm going to go in with the lightest brown, and I start my contour from right here. Let's use this. So right here to right here, right where I can feel my cheekbone like stop, and this is like fat or whatever, my actual cheek. So I go from here to here, and really quick I can see that I need to blend this down really quick, my foundation. Don't forget to blend your neck, ladies. Alright, so anyway, I go in with a really light hand. Like, I'm hardly even touching my skin right now. And then I blend it up. You're kind of doing a 3 right here. Okay? I'm going to do underneath my chin, my jawline, blend that out. I usually go down with my chin right here to, you know, get that really distinct jawline look, especially in pictures. That's what I do. Telling you guys all my secrets.
Okay. So that's good. Blend it out.
I don't necessarily go down with it. I go up with it more, because when I take this powder and blend it out, it's going to look really nice. Just trust me on that one. Alright, so we're going to do the other side. So again, I'm going to start up here, come down. So bring it down. Bring it down and around. See, that looks pretty nice. Like, just a little bit of a contour, as you can see. But I don't have 85 double chins, but I do. Bring it up. I just buff out my forehead. This you can't even really see because my hair is going to be down anyway, so I don't really care about my forehead that much. But, no. Alright, so next I'm going to go back in with, okay, if you want to know what brushes I'm using also, this is the Sephora blush brush. There's the Sephora line. I use it for my contour because it is so angled. I like a fluffy brush for my blush just so I want it to be really smooth. But this is the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Face Brush. You can get these at Ulta. I got it as a set. It's cheaper that way. But it is so fluffy. And so I'm going to go back in with my setting powder. Just like whatever's on my lid. I usually just grab it. And then bring this down now. I'm going to fluff out all this loose setting powder over my contour. You know, and I set my eyelids.
Does it like creases?
Wow. So I would say that my skin looks pretty smooth, pretty airbrushed. I don't really have any defined lines. I mean, I can still see my under eyes just because I'm like staring at them deep into my soul, but whatever. So the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. I couldn't even tell you what I used because I got this in a beauty subscription like 8 years ago, and I still use it because it's so good. So I'm going to brush out my eyebrows. I'm not a big eyebrow fan. I just don't like when blondes have really beefy brown eyebrows. I just don't think that looks natural, and since I'm a blonde, I like to make them very light and neutral. So I start from right here, and I literally draw an arrow up, and then I connect it with this one and bring it down. I just draw, outline it, and then I fill it in pretty much. So I'm going to start right here. I go straight up, like that, one line. And then I start at this top end, connect it. You're probably thinking this is wild, but all this product that I just put down is literally enough to do the rest of the eyebrow. I don't really do anything else. I just fill in that little corner right there, and that is it. I'm just kidding. But then I take my brush And then I gently fill it out. And personally, I don't like to use like the Anastasia brow dip because it is very hard to get off, I find. And this pencil is so lightweight that I can just take the like my naked finger. I don't need any concealer, nothing, and I can just go like this and like outline underneath it. And I can see that I need to fill it in right here, so I just take this brush and grab that product that I put down and just push it up. So you can tell the difference for sure of one eyebrow and one, but it's not like, oh my god, did she tint it? Like, I just like to look very subtle. So that's pretty much all I do.
So going with this one.
Before, after. Okay, let me take this, just go around it. This one is always like, I don't know which one I like better, but sisters are supposed to be, or no, sisters. Eyebrows are supposed to be sisters and not twins, so they don't have to be exactly alike, but, you know, they gotta look somewhat apart, like, you know. Who am I trying to impress anyway? Now I'm gonna go in with this big fluffy brush, buff it out again. Now I'm going to take my MAC Mineralized Skin Blush in the color Warm Soul. And I'm going to grab my Beauty Concepts Angled Blush Brush. Look at this hair. This is a stippled fluffy brush. Oh, look at how, like, subtle it is. I mean, maybe it doesn't look subtle yet because I haven't blended it in, but it will. It's just like, oh, am I blushing or am I not blushing? You can't tell. Are my cheeks that, like, beautifully and perfect pink, or is it fake? Alright, so then I take this, my Sephora brush that I use for my contour, and I just buff it out, blend it in. Alrighty. Once again, I'm going to take this brush and just, I think that's probably like the key to my makeup routine, is just buffing everything out. I hate distinct lines. It doesn't look natural. So, yes. I'm probably going to have arthritis, but it's worth it. Alright, so that looks good. After all that buffing, you're going to have to recomb your eyebrows. It's usually why I do them kind of last, but not really last. Alright, so next is my mascara, but this is all I'm actually going to do today. This is my basic. I have class, but I don't want to try too hard, so this is all I'm going to do for the rest of the day. This is my everyday skincare, makeup, foundation routine, I would say. I usually just pop on my glasses and go to class. I don't really like to wear a lot of eye makeup if I'm not like doing anything. It's just so much work and I'm a busy gal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my everyday foundation routine with, you know, my contour, my blush, whatever I do. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks so much for watching.